Hey guys, this is Killrob speaking, and in today's Little Dev Update I'm going to give you a brief summary of what currently is going on in development with the implementation of the Light Campaign v3. So we've just more or less successfully transferred the game from UE4 17.2, that's the version of the game engine we were on before, to full-on BlazeNet 420.3. And that hopefully does fix the garbage collection bug, which we had deep inside of the engine and ran into it several times. Those are the crashes that are seem completely random to you. And some people experience them, others basically never. But it is because of a bug in the garbage collector that basically when memory is no longer used, it just gets discarded, and that garbage collector fetches all the items that are no longer needed and gets rid of them. But there seems to be going something wrong with that. So yes, that hopefully is now fixed, because in 420 I think it was 419 or 420 that they did make changes to the garbage collector. So hopefully that will get rid of quite a few bugs, but we don't know yet. That remains to be seen. We never have those issues in the office itself, so it's hard for us to tell with just having the dev version. But I guess that as soon as we are entering in the open beta phase, you will figure it out very soon. So, yes, but what else is going on? Well, this is, as you can see up here, this is a pseudo dev build. And currently, we are still making everything work in the new engine, in the switched over engine. So I can't show you much of the new in-game Light Campaign stuff, but there's one thing I wanted to address. And you see some more buttons have unlocked here. This one, there's nothing behind it. That's the museum. That will be the full track of your company, all of your vehicles listed with like, as you would expect from a Gantt chart of your different models and their trims, so that you can access them and just overview your company history, so to say. But this one is already working. It's looking like garbage currently, but this is the research and development screen. It will be very different formatted. As you can see, there are ridiculously large fields here and nothing is aligned and so on. But imagine this part of the screen to be at least half of the screen. So just like in the Light Campaign v2, you will be able to invest into research, and that will cost, the more you invest into it, it will cost more, and it will be an exponential increase. It's like doubling with every point you spend. I think it was doubling, would have to recheck, but something ridiculous like that. So a tech pool of +10 is very expensive to research. Anyway, this one already has all the researchable items. As you can see, they are categorized, not perfectly aligned because of the scroll bar down here, but over the years you see there's a lot of tech coming. And how this screen will work is that there will be, on this side, there will be your current year will always be at this point by default, and then there will be bars extending down the line. These years will be smaller, and the bar will indicate how much you are ahead of the red line, which is the general unlock date for the item. So if you have no research and one of these items hits the red line, that means, or rather the red line hits this item, depending on how you see it, then this part will unlock. There will be a tooltip for it, what it is, and so on. And yes, so this will be basically a calendar and a bar chart at the same time for how your research is doing. And on the bottom here, this will be a bit more squished because the layout is weird. And then there will also be summary for how much you're paying and so on. Yes. The summary currently is there, I guess. But that is our research screen. And then there is something more I wanted to briefly talk about, and that is Marketing will also make it into the Light Campaign V3 as a completely new feature. And that will work in a similar way to the tech pool stuff. It is subdivided by regions. I think I've talked about this before, how it will work. But it will be divided into the main stats of a car. And currently I can't open the car here, so let me open it in Oh, wait a second. No, Sandbox doesn't work there either. Because of the weird build version. Anyway, so you remember the main car stats, drivability, sportiness, blah blah blah, and the secondary stats like fuel economy, reliability, and so on. Those stats can be marketed towards in each region. So for instance, let's say you are a prestigious sports car company and you want to get into a market and get more awareness for a market. And you want to market to people who like, of course, sports cars. But what you're doing then is not to directly market to a certain demographic, but rather you targeted towards sportiness and marketed towards prestige. And in that way, all categories that have any positive taste towards sportiness and prestige will see your marketing and get more awareness for your brand. So that is how marketing works. So if you have a category, a demographic that has 20% sportiness, very high, and another one that has 5% sportiness, taste, then the category with 20% will have 4 times the marketing effect from your marketing campaign than the demographic with just 5% taste and sportiness. And in that way, you can pretty accurately market towards certain demographics in a rather realistic way. I think that is a very good solution. There will be as a basis the world map where you select the region, and then you can up and down the marketing in the various categories, and you can also market towards your company prestige and your company reputation. Also very important. Those categories, because they are so important, will be a bit more expensive per point, but that is how it's going to work. It's very simple to implement because it just piggybacks on top of all existing mechanics. And yeah, it's probably like a day or two of UI work and a day of implementing the core mechanics. That's fine. That's fine. That's a reasonable feature to implement in the Light Campaign V3, and that was asked for quite a bit in the Light Campaign V2. So where's the rest of the implementation at? It's pretty good. We're pretty close to having a feature complete version of this as soon as the marketability and stuff is, the market thing, the marketing, yes, that's the name. This button is implemented. We have re-implemented familiarity, so engineering familiarity. If you have designed a certain engine type or suspension type a lot, then when you design the next one, you will get a much quicker engineering time because of that, because you have experience in your company. And what more? We have the factories pretty much sorted out, and you will be able to build factories outside of making a car project as well, like just from the hub screen, from basically where we are right now. This button would be available. This is your factory manager. You can add factories, but also what is pretty nifty is that you will be able to, in a situation, for instance, where you have a car that is going really well, you see like, oh damn, for as soon as possible I want to add a factory to this production, and you will be able to do so not only via a facelift, by making a facelift and then adding a factory, but also you will be able to freewheel it and just build a factory straight up and tool it straight for the project. So it will be made available and producing for the project as soon as it is built and tooled for. So that is all going pretty well. It's slowly coming together. It's still a lot of work left. As you can see, it's looking a bit weird and empty in places, and I mean, formatting. Yeah, formatting. But the core mechanics, the underlying mechanics, are now almost all in. So from here, progress will look a lot more impressive than a lot more impressive than it actually is, because now things are coming together in a way that I can then start showing them. All right, that should be all for today. I probably missed quite a few things that have been implemented and changed, but so much for now. I will keep you updated with more little dev updates, of course. I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.